drunk fat slobs from the east would come out in trains through the plains of the western states, or the central plains, rather, where there were millions and millions of noble animals called buffaloes, and they would shoot the animals from the train, for the safety of the train, and leave them there rotting on the ground. While the Native American hunted for the hide and the meat and whatever, these people didn't hunt at all. They did it just to slaughter the animal and have fun on their drunken binges. And, of course, as a result, the buffalo was almost wiped off the planet as a result of this indiscriminate slaughter. The same is true for many other species of animals, whether it be lions or tigers or elephants or gorillas. We understand that. Now, I feel very strongly about these things, and I donate some of my, let's say, philanthropic interests up to the gorillas, the gorilla fund I told you. I don't want to make a big deal of it, but the gorillas and the elephants in particular, and other animals, the sea turtles. So I admit I have a soft spot for certain animals. On the other hand, I eat meat. Do I take pleasure in killing animals? No. Did I torture little creatures when I was young? No. In fact, I release flies from a window. You call me what you want. I mean, why don't I kill a fly? If the fly's bothering me and doesn't leave, I'll kill it. But if I find a spider, I'll put a cup over it. I have a trick that I've had since I'm a kid. Why? I have a weird reason. First of all, spiders don't do bad things. They do good things. But the spider, I'll put a cup over it. I'll get a clean, dry paper cup, and I'll get like a postcard that's shiny, and then slide the postcard under the paper cup, carry it outside, and let the thing go. I'll do it with a fly or a moth. Now you say, well, why do you do it? Because inside me, there's a part of me that says there's a thing called karma. I've joked about it with you sometimes. I say, what's karma? Maybe one day I'll come back as a fly and be tested, and I won't want to be squashed on a windowsill. You know, I don't know. In other words, the fly didn't ask to be born. I put it to you that way. Did the fly ask to be born? Did the fly ask to be born? Did the moth ask to be born? Did the bull ask to be born? Did the eagle ask to be born? You are the eagle. Don't you understand what I'm saying to you? You are the eagle, sir. That's what you are. Get it? Sacramento, Gina, you're on the Savage Nation. Go ahead, please.
Hi, Dr. Savage. I was stationed over in Spain in the Navy, and I saw a couple of running to the bulls, which is ridiculous, because everybody on the street is drunk. There's nobody to make sure nobody gets hurt. But I did want to go to a bullfight. It was something I wanted to do all my life. I finally went to a bullfight, and this bull comes out, and it was already staggering, and I could see it was already bleeding. And I said, well, you know, I was very disappointed. I didn't see any talent in the picadors whatsoever. And people that were from there told me, they said that they actually stab the bulls before they come out, so they're already half dead, before the picadors even stab them with their little pricks.
And why do they do that? In order to weaken the animal, drain some blood out of them, or what?
Yeah, they weaken the animal, already knowing that it's going to die no matter what, before it even comes out. But
in Spain, do they not cut the ears and the genitals off the animal once it's dead?
I don't know. I didn't stick around long enough. I was disgusted by it. I thought it was cruel and terrible, and I was almost in tears when I saw it. But are you a vegetarian, Gina, or do you eat animal products? A good steak, a ribeye.
So when you eat a ribeye, do you think about the cow dying?
No, because I think they were put on a
Why?
fetus.
Right. Well, I keep repeating to you, slaughterhouses are horrible, but they're generally killed very fast. Nobody sticks picador sticks into the cow and stabs it repeatedly and enrages and frightens the animal before it's killed. There's a big difference in humane slaughter and in torture. I think I made my point. Let's go back to the issue of Obama ogling the young girl. Joan in New York, WOR, go ahead quickly, please. What's on your mind? Joan, go ahead, please. You're on line 5. Go ahead, please.
Obama was looking at a young girl that was inappropriately dressed. But the young lady had a lovely dress on. There was no reason to be staring at her backside. And you can clearly see he was looking at her backside, and the gentleman next to him was snickering.
Yeah, they're leering at her. They're two, like, adolescent jerks. And here they are running in France and the United States of America. And you wonder why the children don't know what to do in this country.
Savage. Michael Savage.
Afternoons 3 to 7.
On Talk 910 KNEW.
And online at 910knew.com.
This presentation of the Savage Nation is brought to you by Inheritance Funding Company.
Your money, your life. How to make sense of it all. I'm Rob Black. Join me weekday mornings at 10 on Talk 910 KNEW.
Warning. The Michael Savage Show contains adult language, adult content, psychological nudity. Listener discretion is advised.
America's most exciting radio talk show, The Savage Nation. Here is Michael Savage.
Rock and Roll Friday. Enjoy life. This is not a rehearsal. Let me repeat that. Enjoy life. This is not a rehearsal. Whatever that means. Enjoy life. This is not a rehearsal. Easier said than done. I'm sitting here at my studio in Area 59, and I have louder. I have in my hand a little ugly statue of a bulldog with a clown nose and a clown hat, with teeth sticking out, with an underbite, and it says, "Enjoy life, this is not a rehearsal." It's something I bought in a trinket shop in Hollywood, California about 5 years ago. And I keep it on my desk, made in China no less. I keep it on my desk during radio shows to remind myself, in part, that at the end of the day, despite the agony, there has to be some ecstasy. So, where the ecstasy lies is another story, you know what I mean? We're talking about a couple of main topics seem to have excited the audience today on the Savage Nation. If you just tuned in, we've been arguing over bullfighting because a young man was killed by a bull in the running of the bulls in Pamplona. And although I didn't say good for the bull, I did say it's time to end bullfighting because I believe it to be the torture of animals. I've never liked the spectacle of animals being tortured, and whether it be a bull or a dog. I don't like pit bulls being used to kill each other, and I don't like the idea of throwing toy dogs into a ring to train pit bulls to kill. And I don't like, whatever. They say, well, how far do you want to go in the sissification of America? I believe there's a difference between hunting and killing swiftly and torturing and killing slowly. Does that help you figure out where I'm coming from? So you don't put me in the category of, where I don't belong. I mean, you have to be Solomon-esque about things, and you have to try to discern the difference between killing and torturing an animal. You understand where I'm coming from now? Does that help you or not? Don't see. I started the last hour by saying I went out on a boat today early. I got up real early, went out with some guys, one of whom, after a while, knew who I was and was a big fan. The other guy didn't know, and he said, what are your politics? Are you conservative? We're going slowly in a big boat. He says, would you say your politics are more conservative or liberal? I said, well, I'll let you decide. I said, well, basically, I am very conservative politically on most issues, but on some issues, you can't define me as such. And I said, that's because if you're steering a boat and you lock your course in any one direction, eventually you're going to run aground, kill somebody, or smash into another boat. In other words, you have to be able to steer your boat according to what comes up. It's the same with your political orientation. So when you get locked into, I'm a conservative. So you say to yourself, well, how should I think about bullfighting since I'm a conservative? Let's see. We don't believe in sissification of America. We're macho guys. We believe in freedom, so let him kill bulls. That's what I mean by running into a pier. That's not the correct conclusion. You're thinking wrongly. You're thinking didactically. You're thinking in a doxy. Your doxy is conservative, so you're thinking in a limited fashion. It's the same with liberals. Obama is an orthodox radical left-wing professor, and he runs always to the left, never to the center, never to the right. And he's running the country off a pier because he's only running in one direction. Does that help you understand my political orientation? Okay, so that's where we're starting. And then we're talking about Obama staring at the young girls behind at the G8 summit, him with that dirtbag Sarkozy. I never liked Sarkozy. You know, in the beginning, he was the foreign minister, the interior minister, and he was tough on the gangs and the projects and blah, 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 and they made him the prime minister of England, whatever they call it. France. The president of France. I didn't like the guy. There was something creepy about him. I didn't like that he was a short guy with a tall runaround chick for a wife.